Good afternoon. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio in beautiful San Diego. And with me today I have Ryan Morris, who is the Vice President of Sales for the Americas for Groups 360. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Great to have you here at convention. I know we talked earlier. This is you've been here before, and it's wonderful to be back in person, right?
No, loving it. Loving the in-person, love being back to travel.
I know. The energy level is just wonderful to feel that people energy, right?
Absolutely.
So tell me, Ryan, how is the advent of booking group rooms and event space online changing group travel?
Absolutely. It's a great question. At Groups 360, we're here to make group travel easy and simple. When we talk about other industries that have advancement, I'll give you a couple examples. We were talking with hotel management companies and running breakouts and panels, and we pulled the audience of what they've bought in the last year online. And we had options like clothing, airline tickets, pizza, groceries, houses, and cars. And a lot of this, the top two were actually clothing and groceries was the most. And if you back up maybe 5 or 7 years ago, that wasn't the case.
Right.
So these industries have figured it out. As far as for me as a male, we used to go into the store, go shopping for clothes. And any Seinfeld fans, but it's all about the second button. If it's too high or too low. But I wouldn't think of having now Amazon or Stitch Fix. They send you a ton of clothes. You can try it on at the comfort of your home.
Send it back.
Right? Same with groceries, filling out somebody to pick out your produce and deliver it to your house. I wouldn't think of that. When we get to group travel, the past 20 years there's been digital RFP distribution, but not a lot of advancement from that. And really when we start talking with planners and through COVID and asking them, when this business comes back, we first reached out, I think we talked to 3,000 planners. The first half of 2020, people scared for their lives, their jobs, their health, and their family. They said, hey, this business is going to come back. Do you want it to be the same? Or if you had a magic wand, what would you want differently? And really overwhelming response was, we want data and information and real-time group room rates and transparency. And really that's what we're delivering through GroupSync. And it's really changing the landscape, one from a meeting planner perspective, that they don't have to wait. We know that there's short staffing on the hotel side, lack of responses and quick responses. There's a lack of staffing on the planner side. So for simple meetings that planners can go on and hotels can list their real-time group room inventory from guest rooms and meeting space, and your audio visual and your catering to book online, that's solving that issue right now.
Interesting.
Right now in GroupSync.
Okay. So how does instant booking contrast with a traditional RFP for booking groups and events?
Yeah, absolutely. Really that contrast when you look at the digital RFP that's been around for over 20 years, it's allowed planners the ability to select a lot of hotels in a lot of different markets when we consider like RFP spam at this point, that there hasn't been a lot of information delivered to the meeting planner ahead of time. So we thought, if we can educate the planner ahead of time, and with Smith Travel data, we can arm them with that data and information ahead of time. You have a more informed, more educated consumer, which is better for everyone in the industry. The instant booking, a lot different in that aspect that planners haven't had this level of information. They want to move fast, just as they do in the other industries, to book online. And that's been a big difference in the industry now. I think we have over $4 million in instant bookings, $4 million, and growing. This just launched last year. But with that, it's really offloading for the hotel side, for simple meetings for hotels to redistribute sometimes their sales team to focus on maybe more complex and higher revenue generating business without losing out on the simple, smaller meetings. We've had hoteliers reach out and say, I came back after the weekend and we had $14,000 or $20,000 worth of group bookings. We weren't even there. We hear other distribution platforms talking with planners in a lot of these meetings we go to, saying work longer, work harder, answer faster, and they're understaffed. They're doing the best they can. We're looking at working smarter and maybe taking this and conducting business online in a different way.
Wow, lots going on. You mentioned GroupSync. So how is GroupSync solving room block management headaches for travel planners?
Yeah, great question. For lots of opportunity we feel on the group housing side. Right now, and I'll give you a couple personal examples of some personal travel or some business travel and personal experiences through that. But when you book, if you go online and you're booking for vacation or business travel, you usually start with your loyalty number, and you become a guest right away. All right, the hotels, they understand who you are. You might have a profile built on what type of room, what you like in the room when you get there. When you have third-party group housing platforms, you're an attendee. You're treated a little bit different. Sometimes they're not capturing your loyalty, and we're trying to change that, and we are changing that through optimized housing, where you become a guest right away through that process. This allows a couple things. One, you have the same experience if you're traveling, business travel or personal travel as you are for a convention. And for the hotels, they're not blindsided if somebody comes in, let's say at a high level like a titanium for Marriott. They're not showing up at the front desk and they're finding that out. They're in recovery mode. They know that the level of service that they usually get as a titanium honor member, loyalty member, is a little bit different when they show up. They might not have the suite upgrade or the king room that's far from the elevator with their bottles of water and then welcome amenity.
Yeah.
It's a little recovery mode there. Also, hotels would have the opportunity, once they know that you're a guest, not just an attendee, they have the ability to upsell a room type, an experience, and also for meeting planners, that they also have the ability really to identify that early for their group. So they might be able to identify and have a bulk buy of experiences at the hotel and say, well, we're going to have breakfast provided, go eat on your own, but it's tied to your reservation. And then also, I'll give you an example. The Selfremedy from a reservation is very difficult right now. I went to San Juan for a conference and travel a lot, so I had the dates wrong. I booked Monday to Wednesday. I needed to be there on Sunday. I went into the reservation to change. I couldn't do so. So I called the hotel, and they said, you need to call the third-party booking company to change it. Well, this was Friday at 9 p.m., and nobody was there through the weekend. And I couldn't change my reservation, so I had to show up sight unseen and hope for the best. What we're trying to solve for that is Selfremedy for that you should be able to go on and change your reservation, contact the hotel, and it takes a lot of pressure off the meeting planner that's having to go through these simple changes. And if you have 4,000, 5,000 people coming, these are going to be a lot.
Yeah.
People are changing arrival times all the time, departure.
Wow.
So we're helping to solve that for not only the hotels, but meeting planners and the guest now, not just an attendee at a conference.
Wow. Lots going on at Groups 360. My goodness. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, do you guys have a booth here?
Oh, we do. We're at booth 1506.
Okay. So if people want to come by and see you and get more information, they can, right?
Absolutely. We've been slammed already, so it's been
great.
That's
great to hear. Ryan, a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Always good to see you, and I hope you have a great convention.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.